Hi everyone, my name is Rhiannon from Blue Dog Board Games, and today we're going to be doing a solo playthrough of an absolutely beautiful game called Meadow. Now Meadow is a game for 1 to 4 players, and we're going to be playing a solo variant today that is pretty much identical to that in the base game box, but with a tiny rule change. The reason being is that when I played this one solo out of the base game box, first of all, I was very slightly underwhelmed. I got quite a high score. Considering it was my first play, I didn't want to sort of maybe score so highly. I wanted a bit more of a challenge, and this particular variant just introduces that tiny bit more challenge, doesn't really change any of the rule set that much at all. Very simple to run. So that's what we're going to be doing today. This is called the Campfire Variant, and it's been designed by a Board Game Geek user. I will definitely link that one down below in the description if you did want to try this one out. But I just find that it is just elevates this one, the solo experience for me, and so that's why we're playing that particular version today. So we're all set up ready to go, so let's get going. So this is how Meadow looks for this particular game, and you will notice that actually normally you'd be playing on the 1 player side of this board. There's 4 sides of these boards because this is a 1 to 4 player game, and the board changes according to player count. We're going to be using the 2 player side for this particular variant. This is all to do with the solo mode over here. So they're going to be drawing tokens and placing them on this center board here and drawing cards and scoring for those cards at the end of the game. They don't have their sort of tableau that we do. I am playing yellow, of course, and these are the cards that we are going to be drawing from. So in a minute, I'm going to be deciding which side I want to use. We start with this card in our tableau, and I can choose which side I want to go for. And actually, let's think about it. So again, this is not going to be a tutorial. I'm going to be just describing how the game works as we go. It's a very simple to run game, so hopefully that will be enough to sort of give you a flavour of what's going on without going through the nitty-gritty of the rules before we get into it. But basically these are scoring criteria, and the AI is going to be competing with us for these. So as soon as we get, for example, we get a flower and a butterfly somewhere in our tableau. At the moment, if I played this one, this would be just a bug. But as soon as we manage to get 2 of these, or these 2, or these 2, or these 2, or these 2, we can grab one of our scoring tokens and put it in the middle, and that's going to be giving us points at the end of the game. So they're going to be competing for us for these particular ones. And so I'm just thinking what's out on the board and what tokens I'm going to be trying to collect, what symbols I'm trying to collect. So I think the early game ones are probably going to be flowers and butterflies and trees. So I think the butterflies will probably want to be around the bugs, because I can see a butterfly right there that needs a bug and some sand. And flowers, they want a bug, however. How funny. But then we've got a bug that can go on a tree. All right, we're actually going to go for the bug side, I think. So I'm quite happy with that there. So that's just going to stay face up. They are always the first player, so I'm going to be drafting my beginning cards first, and I can choose any one of these rows to take into my hand. So let's think about this. I do want this butterfly, I think. However, I am aware that there's no sand terrain out at the moment. They need that you've got a symbol at the top which shows you what they're going to give you when you play it in your tableau, but there's also a cost below it. So this butterfly needs a bug and a sand somewhere in the tableau. And I'll show you how the cards play when we get to that stage. It still might be good to do though. Let's just keep it simple for ourselves right now. And let's take this row, because then at least there's a few things that we can do from the off. As well as the row, we draw 1 card from the north deck, which is off camera. And that's our tableau to start with, or our hand of cards. We then replace them, but I won't bother for the moment. The AI is going to draw the very top row, and they're going to be scoring those at the end of the game. They also gain a north card. And I'm just going to keep them off to the side because table space is a premium today. And then let me just replace those, and then we are ready to start the actual game. So we've got some nice sand coming out now, so I definitely want to grab those at some point. So on my turn, I am going to be doing one of two things. I'm going to be either placing one of these 5 tokens that I have, like say I've chosen this one, in some of these notches around this campfire board. If I do that, and I am activating the very bottom symbol here, and I ignore the top part. So the bottom part is for when you're doing the campfire. This basically means I'm going to be playing 2 cards or up to 2 cards from my hand into my tableau. And I do not get to draw a card from this face-up selection here. We've also got draw 3 from any deck and choose one. We've got to obtain 2 like journey pathways. These are our little journeys that we can go on. And we get 2 of those. They're off camera as well, and we can expand the number of cards we can play beneath them. We've also got a draw any card from this face-up display. And we've got a wild one. So the question mark is you can do any of the above that I've just said. Other than that, you can also play here on these benches. I have never found the need for that. And I don't know whether it actually comes in play in higher player count games, but basically that means you can play a card from your hand into your tableau if you want to. I don't know why you would choose to do that over something else. But anyway, you can also place one of these tokens in a notch around the board. So we've got 4 notches here, 4 notches here, and 4 notches at the side. And we would literally just place it in there, and we would be grabbing card, in this case, card number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, to grab into our hand. We also then, if we are placing our token into one of the notches, get the opportunity to play a card from our hand into our actual tableau. But it doesn't have to be the card that you've just picked up. Okay, so they're going to go first, and we are going to draw a token for them, basically. And what they're going to be doing is checking first and foremost whether there's a question mark on here, and there is not, so we ignore that bit for now. But we're going to check the colour. So they have taken all the tokens from all the colours that we've not used, and they've chosen blue for this one. And so blue is on the right-hand side of this little solo mat here. So they're going to be placing this on the right-hand side of the board. And it's a 2, so there's numbers up the side, and 2 is this section here. So he's going to be placing his token there and grabbing card number 2. So 1, 2, grabbing this one, place it in his pile, and replace that one. And that is all you literally do. It's so simple to run. So it's back to my go, and I just need to think about how I'm going to be starting to build up my little ecosystem here. Gosh, this is a complicated one. And I'll show you how all the cards work in a moment, but ultimately I've got a bug here that I can use, and this bug can live on that then. And then I need another bug, really. Oh, you're a bug, so you could sit on this flower. Okay, so I ideally would like some sand. So what I'm going to do is try and grab this one. So I'm going to grab this number 2 token here, I think, and place that in this notch to grab 1, 2, this card. I'll replace that. Lots of sand coming out now. So we can play any card now that we have in our hand into our little tableau. And I think I'm going to start with getting this other bug out. So I'm just going to place him here. So these are terrain types. So we've got terrain types that are going to be coming out in the east here for the most part, I think. In fact, I think it's solely they are in the east deck. And basically that means that if there's a card that has a cost on it that requires that particular type of terrain, or the icon that it's actually showing, so in this case this is grassland and a little like maggot worm type thing, I can play a card that needs either the grassland or the maggot worm type thing on top. So this is a beetle, and I've got a card here that shows a flower, but the little token that's more shaped like these down here says it needs to be placed on a bug. So I could actually play him on here because this is a bug. I can place him on here, and that's now showing a flower that's available for something else. But anyway, back to him. We can have up to 10 of these, by the way, so 10 terrain types, and you do need to think a little bit about where you place them, because there are some cards later in the game that we might see which will have a look at what's neighboring them. So it gets a little bit, it does get quite cool sometimes, but it's a very chill game. It's not too in depth. Okay, so we've drawn our very first question mark. So what he's going to be doing is going to be claiming one of these notches, and he's then going to be, unfortunately, placing one of his tokens here. So we actually roll a die for this, and I've got a absolutely gorgeous, appropriate die. It's got all sorts of multicolored flowers in it. I love this dice. And he's going to be rolling a 5. So it's just basically clockwise. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He grabs his lowest valued token and places it there on the campfire, which means I can't claim that anymore, which is unfortunate. He's getting there quickly, but he just makes it a little bit more competitive. So back to me. So I desperately want to grab that butterfly before they do. I really don't want them to get it. And I've already used my 2, so I can't place a token here and give 1, 2. I'd have to place a 3 or my wild. So I'm going to grab my 3, I think. It doesn't really matter whereabouts I go. So I'm going to place that here. Grab the 3rd card along. And at this point, let's play this guy. So he's going to score me 1 point at the end of the game. He's going to be giving me a flower, but he needs a bug in order to go there. This is a Venus flytrap. So it's a flower or a plant basically, but it needs to eat bugs. It's like an ecosystem building game. So the more cards we play, the further along in the ecosystem we're going to sort of go. So later in the game, we're going to be starting to draw carnivores and big birds of prey. And unfortunately playing them on top of smaller birds of prey or smaller animals because they eat them. So I'm going to place you on this card, I think. And then we've already got a flower, which is really good. Back to them. Okay, we're on red. So not a question mark. So we're looking at this side. And number 1 is at the top. And he's just going to grab this one here. And replace. And at this point, if I could get that butterfly down very soon, so I actually want to play this card here. I also want to think about trying to get a tree soon. And there's no picket fences out and about for this little thing here. So let's actually think about the longevity of the game and what else I can start building up in my ecosystem. I think at this point, we're just going to try and get some more terrain types because they're going to be good for everything. Yeah, so if we play number 1 and go here, I want to grab this tree. I'm not going to play it though. I'm going to play something else. And I think I want to play this bug here. Back to that. The round ends, by the way, when we've placed our last token. Oh, they're back to red again. So down here, 3rd one along. That's getting some good cards here, actually. And back to me. So at this point, I'm just trying to decide from the tableau what I want. And unfortunately, I ideally want to go in this column because there's lots of little birds that eat beetles, but I can't get to them because of where all the tokens already are. So honestly, I think we're just going to place our number 4 here. And these are like little journeys that you can discover or little areas of interest. And this is going to give me 2 points at the end of the game if I get it into my tableau. But it requires a pathway to get to it. And so I've got 2 pathways at the moment. So I could play this card, flip this over, and then it's used. And these sort of open up the ability to play treasures on them in the game. So we've got a couple of treasures here. So there's a little backpack symbol. So something you've found like a cool piece of driftwood, but you also need the special location that you've already played against your pathway, as well as a tree. And there's another one here as well. Oh, and another one here. but that one only requires a location. It doesn't require any additional symbols. What we are actually going to play though is not that. I want to play, where's my butterfly? I want to play this butterfly now. So I can place him either on the maggot or at the top of a column with sand in, so over here, but I want to keep this beetle. So I'm just going to place him here, I think. And then I have now got a flower and a butterfly. So I can place my very first campfire token. So we are now equal again, thank God, because they're going to run away with this otherwise. Back to him. He's going to draw a token. Oh my gosh, I haven't shuffled these very well. So he's red, so he's going to go into notch number 2 over here and grab this one. I have wanted that one. And then my very last token. I think at this point we still want to build up our terrain, otherwise we're going to suffer later in the game. I really don't particularly want to place this on top of my flower either, because I'd like to keep the flower for when a picket fence comes out. And that needs a house, but there's no houses anywhere. We could just expand some more sand and we could get another flower here. Oh, that could be a good idea. So yeah, let's play you. This is wild, remember, so I can grab anyone I want. Grab this one. And I'm going to actually play the tree. Yeah. Okay, so that is actually the end of the round. So all we do is collect all of our tokens back. So I just take mine back. I'm going to take his out and reshuffle them in with the other colours a little bit better than I have done so far. And the round tracker ticks up 1. We do not reshuffle anything on the tableau. That only happens when we pass the timer symbol. So we're going to be playing 6 rounds and halfway through it's going to get refreshed. We're also going to be replacing the south deck with the north deck with some slightly more advanced cards. So let me just do that and then we'll carry on with round 2. So they go first again. Oh, and they start with a red question mark. Ouch. Okay, so let's roll and see where they claim. Number 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it doesn't actually clarify in the rules, I don't think. I think I would just keep re-rolling until I would get a particular spot that they haven't claimed before. And unfortunately, I don't have to worry about flowers anymore because they've already claimed that one. So even if I get a picket fence and a flower now, I won't be able to claim that as a score. So let's move on. Let's ensure that we can have, let's ensure that we've got a tree and a butterfly at all times. So when it is a wolf symbol, so whenever like a higher predator comes out later in the game, we can just hopefully get that as soon as we can and claim both of those at the same time, perhaps. What do I want then? So let's actually build up some more stuff here. I want some little birds because I'm just trying to think, what are these predators going to eat? Small animals and birds. So let's actually grab a 3 and grab it from this direction. And let's think about which card we particularly want to play. You're definitely not going to get played for a while. I don't really want to play the... Oh, maybe I do now. Actually, just in case, we're going to be playing this bird on top of this beetle. Yeah. Okay. There we go. 2 purple. So down here. I wanted that one. I should have grabbed that one first, really. He was worth a bit more than that little blackbird. Oh well, it's fine. So do I actually want that one? A little beetle and a maggot. I don't have a beetle or a maggot anymore. It could definitely be worth me building up beetles and maggots a bit more though. That's not a bad idea. I've got a beetle here that I could grab and there's a maggot down there. So yeah, let's actually try and grab him. And let's grab him from this side. Oh, bless him, little piglet. Oh, he's so cute. And then if I play this on top of the flower, the little bumblebee, we don't need the flower anymore. I've got a flower here that I can play anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Red 4. What is it with these reds? I did shuffle them. Oh no, he's nicked my maggot. In no other game, I don't think you will ever say, oh no, you nicked my maggot. Never said that phrase before in my life. That's the first time for everything, I guess. I don't want that either. Maybe it's a good thing that we're expanding our terrain types. I haven't got any wetland yet, so other things might want wetland. I don't particularly want to play this on top of any of the sand I've got at the moment, because I want to keep my bird free, and this is a tree that I do particularly want for up there. So actually maybe I could get some wetland and keep that tree free instead. That's not a bad idea. We're going to do that. So play... Are we getting a bit excited with terrain? Perhaps we are. You know what? We're going to do something different. We're going to grab... Because we've got lots of options right now. There's a few trees out. There's some more wetland out. We're going to actually grab this one, which is looking a little bit tastier in terms of points at the end of the game. And rarer. Oh, nice. We got a little picket fence. Not that we need that anymore. And this one says for the cost, it needs either a picket fence or a building in a column adjacent to it. But we don't need to worry about that right now. What am I playing? I think we want to play this one now. So we're going to go on a little journey. And I might just push this up just a little bit. Sorry, I'm going to check in a sec to see if that's too much off the screen now. But basically all we do is we flip one of these tokens, and I'll put it on top of it actually to save some room. There we go. And he's going to score me 2 points at the end of the game. Here's go. Another red. What's going on here? Okay. That's not too bad. He's scoring only 2 points for that one. Oh, that's so pretty. The artwork in this game is just out of this world. Little bird table with lots of birdies on. They're so cute. So cute. All right. I think we're going to have to get a tree. Another tree. Let's get another tree. And then we'll try and build up. We'll try, yeah, if we get a tree, that means there's going to be more turnover there, and we might be able to get a maggot. Actually, though, what I'm going to do is grab this tree. So put my 4 in there. I want to grab this tree and play him straight away, because this tree wants to be either on a column of grassland or sand. So I'm just going to place him on top of this tree, but he does actually score me 1 point for that instead of being pointless. Not pointless, but pointless. No points. Nil point. And little dormouse. He needs buildings. All right, last turn for him. Oh my gosh, he's going to claim another one. Oh, damn you. All right. Oh gosh. Okay, we need a 1 or a 2 then. A 1 he's got. Wow. Ouch. All right, so the only one that we are going to be able to get then is our 3-pointer. We need to keep our butterfly out and about, and we need a wolf or when that symbol arises. The plus side is that they're no longer competing for them, but downside is they've scored 4 points extra than me from that, so that's unfortunate. What did I say I was going to do? It would be good to try and get some buildings out just in case some other creatures later in the game want buildings. So where's a building? We don't have any buildings right now. And unfortunately the picket fences, you need a building or a picket fence, but this one needs a building. So we need buildings. And we don't have buildings. This one here is quite nice, but it needs mushrooms and I don't have any mushrooms. I could grab this mushroom, but I'd have to put him on, I could put him on the beetle. Would that be good? I don't really want to cover up the beetle. I don't want to cover up the beetle because I need you to be a beetle. All right, we're going to get another tree then. Let's get a tree. Which tree do we want? Should we go wetlands, or we're going to go with the leaf fall because there's only one of those. I don't know if I actually want to place you right now. There's a maggot. Yeah, we need a building for this one as well. I actually think what I might do is place this here. So this is one of our treasures. So this is saying it's going to be giving us 3 points at the end of the game. It's a discovery of an item. You need to have gone on a little journey, our little surroundings area, seen by this symbol here. But it also needs a tree somewhere in your tableau. And I have got 2 trees actually. So all I do is I am going to place that over the top. And we're going to be scoring, now we can do it like this actually. 5 points at the end of the game for this, which is very nice. And that is it for us. We're on round 3. Let me reshuffle that and then we'll get going. Just shuffled them about a bit so you could see my cards a little bit better. Oh my gosh. Oh, wait, it doesn't matter. We could just discard that one. I was just going to say, God, they're going to compete with me again. But I've literally just said a moment ago that they're not competing for me anymore. So we just discard this token. We don't have to worry about that. But I get a go now. What do I want then? What was I trying to do? So I want this maggot, don't I? So let's grab that maggot before I forget. Let's grab you, maggot. We're going to play you straight away, actually, so I don't forget. That's nice. And then we've got this bird that we can play in a moment. And then I think we're going to be trying to go upwards instead of sideways. There we go. A purple 4, which is this little froggy, which is good. I want them to take those last columns. Oh, we got some rock 4 here, which is interesting because I've got a massive thing hit, which is one of these like surrounding journey tiles. It's going to give me a nice 3 points at the end of the game, but it needs 2 rock terrain types. I haven't got any at the moment, and 2 sand. I have the sand, so it could be an interesting idea to try and get that. But I'm not sure. It might be too much of an effort. At any point as well, just to say, you can discard 2 cards from your hand to represent a symbol that you don't otherwise have. I don't actually think that you can do it for this. I think that would be naughty. I don't think that that means like that. I think it's more of a payment. So for example, this bird needs both the maggot and the beetle. I could play him just on the beetle, and if I didn't have that maggot, I could discard 2 cards from my hand to pretend I did. So that's really nice. So it's not necessarily that this is just going to be clogging up my hand. It's still useful in some regard. I really do want that mushroom because I really want this one here, which needs a mushroom that's going to give me 3 points, which is a lot. I think we're going to try and do that. So let's grab this mushroom with my 3. I don't know if I'm going to play you yet. Oh, we got a spider. So I could play you on this tree actually, because we've already got another tree. Yeah, let's do that. Good, we got another mushroom, or a mushroom. Purple 3. So the 3rd spot is this one here, and it's already been taken. So I believe we just go clockwise. So we're just going to go this one here and grab this. Again, like, it's so laid back that it doesn't matter if you go clockwise, anti-clockwise, as long as you're consistent, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's like a fruit bat or something. So I have got a mushroom now. So ideally I'd like this card here. I'm going to therefore place a 4 and grab this. And I'm going to play this straight away, I think. So I need a pathway and a mushroom, and I've got my mushroom there. So let's play you, a little mushroom forest, absolutely gorgeous. and replace you. That also just gets a bit of turnover in this last column, because it'd be good to get the building that I could play. And the buildings, I believe, are mostly in the west. I don't know if there's some in the south deck. Maybe. And they are also trying to compete with these again. They're very competitive today. Usually you get to this point in the game and they start claiming them all, not last round. But we're just going to discard that. And what can I play then? I can actually play 2 of these if I wanted to. So I can play you on top of the maggot, which could be pretty good. Or I could play you on top of the bird. I'm not quite so keen on that option because it's covering up a bird with a flower. So this one is a good one. I'm also mindful of the fact that I think I would like some more journey tokens or pathways. So I could actually play this 2 into one of the notches to grab 2 of those tokens, but I don't get to play a card. At the moment though, there's nothing that I would grab. So maybe I will hold off on that. What else is going to give me points? That spider needs to eat a butterfly, so he could be nice. Tasty. He's going to give me the most points out of all of that as well that I'm able to play. Yeah, let's go for Mr. Spider. Speed Ray. Oh, interesting. A hive. Hive of bees. 2 bugs, but it gives you a bug. And I think I might actually play my spider now. We're going to be putting him on top of this one here. So he's going to eat the butterflies. And there we go. A red again. And he's going to grab this little fruit bat. Oh, little mole. Oh, he's so cute. And finally, I've got my question marks. Again, I like keeping my wild one for last if I can. I mean, the mole would be quite nice, but I can't get him now, unfortunately. Everything's in the way. I think we're going to try and expand the different types of symbols we've got available then. So I'm going to place this here, grab this little newt. Ugh, a web full of bugs. Oof, oof. And then I think we're going to now play our, is it like a kingfisher? He doesn't quite look like a kingfisher, but a swooping bird eating bugs. And he's going to sit on our maggot, I think, unless something else wants a maggot. I don't think so. No, so he's going to sit on our maggot. It's actually a caterpillar when you look at the diagram at the bottom. There we go. Good, so that is the end of that round as well. So once again, we're going to be clearing off all of our tokens, but we're also going to be redrafting from the middle board. And we're going to be replacing the south deck here, which is filling both of these center 2 columns, with a north deck, and they are going to be scoring more points for us at the end of the game, as well as they are slightly different in terms of they're a bit more demanding in terms of meeting their costs. So let me clear up that and then we will proceed to round number 4. So unfortunately, we actually have, I'm trying to keep the, oh no, have I covered up my butterfly? I've covered up my butterfly now. I'm going to have to get this guy. Oh, that was disastrous. Anyway, we also need one of these like wolves. It's like a predator. So we've got a cat and a badger that have come out, but the cat needs a paw print. It's like a smaller mammal type thing, and there's none left now. And this badger needs a berry, which we don't have, one of the paw prints, which isn't out, and a bug. So we're going to have to do some thinking about that. So let's start with them. They are drawing red, of course. That seems to be the theme. Oh, and he's going for the badger. Oh, little monkey. Nice 4 points for the badger as well. Still, at least there's turnover. Interesting. So this little fox needs 2 paw prints. So what on earth are we trying to do? We absolutely have to get this butterfly back. So how do we get this butterfly back? We need a maggot, which I've now covered up again. and a flower, which we don't have. Disaster. Disaster. Okay. Oh, wow. That was a really stupid play on my part. And that's going to be worth 3 points if I don't get it at the end of the game, which is a significant amount. We've got time, though. We're only on round 4 of 6. So maybe we just bide our time just for a second. And I'm eyeing up that cat because the cat has a small amount of needs compared to the fox. I think it might be easier to play a house, especially like these. Oh, there's quite a lot that I want to do. All right, we're going to grab this butterfly first and foremost, even though I can't play it right now. I just want to have it in my hand to stop him getting it. A little blackbird, okay. No, sorry. I need to play a card. So I could get this flower out. Why did I want a mushroom? I think we're good for the mushroom. So I'm going to play this flower there. And I'm going to play this on top of a column of sand. And I think I want to keep the bird free. So let's place it on top of this mushroom. Yeah. And then at least I just need the maggot. But I could get away with actually discarding 2 cards probably. And now, surprise, surprise, I didn't see it, honest. He is going to go and grab the maggot, which I wanted. You see, if I was a disingenuous YouTuber, I could have grabbed the maggot because I'd seen that he was going to get it, but I didn't. Oh, wow. That's really pants. Also, I don't even have anything good for these big scoring guys. I need 2 leaf fall for him, which I don't have. I also don't have my... Well, I do actually have an amphibian I could play. I'd also need a maggot for him anyway. And I don't have a berry. There's no berries out either for this pheasant. Could be worth trying to get a berry for the pheasant though. Let's not worry. Let's build up again. I think we really want some of these houses, if I'm honest. So we're going to go for some rocks. I'm going to grab... I'm actually going to use my wild. I know that's probably a bit controversial, but I think I want to try and keep the 2 because I think I might want to grab 2 more journey or pathways. So I'm just going to grab this one here. And there's a maggot there as well, so that's really good. We're running out of space. Sorry that the tokens are now off the board, off the shop, but that's fine. You don't really need to see them. Try and place them up here a little bit. Tell you what. Let's move that up there. That up a little bit. And these guys can come in here. 4 up here. That's a nice and easy one as well that you're getting. Why are you grabbing the good ones? Ooh, that could be nice for us though. Okay, I desperately want this maggot. Absolutely, 100%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to place you here, grab the maggot, and we are going to place this maggot. Oh, I am really running out of room. All right. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. He's just going to sit in here. That's fine. Yeah, we're going to place that there because then I've got a maggot and a flower. I can place this butterfly, which means I just need to work on the carnivores. I can then start getting the houses in as well to help the cat. I might be able to discard 2 cards for the paw print for the cat. This is just going to get discarded. Excellent. So what do I want to do? I've got a number 3. I don't really want to 3. I should have got the cat really by now. It's fine. Let's grab the house instead then. So let's grab this house. And we're going to put down this butterfly now. And we're going to sit on the maggot. Yeah. Their last turn. Another question mark, so we just discard that one. And what do I want to do with my number 2 then? This flower is looking very nice though. Nice 3 points. Yeah. Let's grab him. And then next round, we're going to get some more journeys, I think. Maybe. I want to play you straight on top of the flower, I think. Because this needs 2 grassland, which we've got, some rocks, which we've got, and the sand. And I'm going to place it on top of the sand. Good. All right, round 5, and I will just reshuffle. So here's go first. And number 2, so he is going to grab the fox, so that's not wonderful. Okay, all right, let's have a look then. So we've got a little otter or stoat up here, which needs 2 wetlands, and we don't have any. I'm going to ignore him then. But this little squirrel is going to give me a paw print. He needs berries. There's no berries still. Oh, I've just noticed that I never replaced that one down there. And a tree and mushrooms. I also don't have mushrooms. So this really isn't going great. Really isn't going great. I think we're going to try and get that cat though, and just have him in our hand, because then we can decide what we want to do with him later. I think that might be a good option. So let's grab the cat, and I'm going to grab him with the 3. And then at least we have him in our tableau at some point. What do we want to play? If I play this house on top of the rocks, I think that's a good option. There we go. 4 over here. You can take that. That's absolutely fine. That's scoring you nothing at the end of the game. I would like to actually... Okay, we're going to do it. We're going to place this in the notch up here. And we're going to grab 2 of these journey. Is that a waste? I don't think I'm going to get the full benefit from that. Just thinking, I'm not going to do that actually. I think I've left it a little bit late. Maybe I should have done it last round. Instead, what I think I'm going to do, because I'm just looking, I could get 3 points for this one. So let's take you. Actually, I'm going to put you here. Sorry, I'm putting it on top of all of the other bits and pieces. Oh, that's so pretty, a flower field. And I'm going to play this straight away. So I need a discovery area and a flower. I have my flower here. And I found a horseshoe in the little mushroom field. Yeah, I think so. That's good. That's good. And here's go. 3 purple. That's fine. You can take that one. It's not great. It's 4 points for him. I think he might be winning. And what was I going to do? I think I was going to... So I could discard these. That's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is play this 2 to grab this house, replace you, and I am going to play this cat. So I have a house over here, but I do not have 2 paw prints, a paw print. So I'm going to discard this card here, which is a journey, like a discovery place, which I'm not going to be able to score anymore because I decided to not pick up more pathways. I'm going to discard that, And I'm also going to discard this one, which also requires one of those. So let's get rid of those out of the shop. So that means I can play my cat. And I'm going to play him on top of, I will have to put him on top of the house. So he's going to go live in the house over here. But that finally means, I think I have managed to get the little wolf icon and the butterfly is over here. So I have now got the 3 points. Phew! Okay, good. I'm happy with that. We've managed to do that now. So now we just need to focus on points. And the 4, so he's going clockwise. He's taking the picket fence. So, okay, we're just heavy on the points now. So we can actually play both of these, which might be useful for our final round. But let's just think, let's have a look out here. What can we get? So we still don't have a maggot, so you're not going to be useful. We don't have any berries. Do we have any frogs? We don't have any frogs. I don't think we can actually do anything. Maggot, no. Maybe I should have got some journeys. You know what then? We are going to do that. So I'm going to use my question marks, put it in the slot up here. We are going to go for it. I probably shouldn't have discarded the ones I did, but we're just going to try and shuffle you up here. We've now got 2 tokens that we can use. Oh, this is all very cozy. There we go. I don't actually get the opportunity to now play a card, so I've lost that. I do have 1 token left though, so he's going to go and grab this flower. I've probably left it way too late in the game to do that, but I didn't know what to do. What I will do is play this 4 here, grab this one, I think. Ooh, actually, yeah, let's grab you, put you down, and I can play, I want this house played because this needs a house in a minute, and hopefully I can grab this one because of my flower, which will give me 3 points at the end of the game. Where do you want to go? Let's put you on sand or rocks. I don't know if yeah, let's put you on the cat because I don't think I need the wolf symbol anymore. Nothing's going to eat a cat. So let's just extend my house over here. Yeah, which will allow us to hopefully grab this card next. Last round. So let me grab my tokens back. Very final round. So he's going to go first. And he's going to grab this little froggy. That's fine. I like them grabbing those right now because they don't score anything. So before we do anything else, we want this token here. That's what we want. Oh, that's pretty too. I've not seen that one before. What am I playing then? So this is going to be worth so much more points at the end of the game than anything else. So I'm going to play this, which needs a pathway and a flower. My flower is here. So I can rotate you and grab that one. Perfect. Here's go. 3 blue. So over here. Oh, he's grabbing another 3 points there. That's going to hurt. Oh, nice. We got berries. Is there anything better that I can do then? You need a berry. I need a maggot. I don't have time to get more maggots now. I don't think so. Nothing else needs berries. No. Right, so I could play both of these, but there's still, this one's good for points, but other than that, the other one isn't. There's only 1 point. What else is going to give me points? You need a bird of prey. I could grab this one here because you need a pathway. Yeah, let's do that. I don't have enough time to get another house. This journey, location here is a little village, it looks like. It needs 2 houses and a path. I don't have enough time to get another house. Okay, yeah, let's do what I was going to do then. So grab my number 4. and put you there. Grab this one. I am going to not play him though. I'm going to play this one because it is worth more points. I need a house. I've got my house, and I need a discovered location. I've got him here. So that's 3 points at the end of the game. His go. Question marks. Good. Discard and ignore. My go. What else? I didn't even replace it. I'm getting too excited. Oh, that's nice. Dang it. I can't get that one now. I can't approach from any angle. I could use my, my wild to grab any card from the board, but then I won't be able to play one. So that's not fun. Okay, the only things that are going to give me points then are these houses on the left, which is a bit unfortunate. Maybe it would be worth drawing a card then, especially if there's nothing else better out and about. But that's only going to be worth 1 point. It's not worth it. It ain't worth it. Okay, we are going to be, unfortunately, using our wild to come up here to grab this house. And then I'm going to play this one here, this path to discover this little road. And then his go. Purple 4. Good. No points. Perfect. And then it would be good to try and play both of these. So it doesn't really matter. Is there anything here that I could just discard both of these for? So no from this. I could do the mushroom. Would that be better? I don't think I can get the mushroom anyway. I can't even grab the mushroom in my hand. What about this? I can't play you anymore. What else? This one I don't have any paw prints, so I can't do you either. This is a tricky little last round. I'm not sure that there's much I can do. There's not really a lot I can do. So I'm just going to try and screw him a little bit, I think, and grab the 4 pointers. So at least they're in my hand and not in his deck. I'm going to not play that. I'm going to play the amphibian, I think, on top of a bug. Yeah, so the little newt's going to eat the spider. His last go. So he's just going to grab this, the little berries. 3 points. Oh, a little deer. I saw 2 deer this morning on my walk. I do have, that's a shame, I could have got that one, but oh well, it's a bit late now. What have I got? A number 3. I've got a 3. So that means I could grab this card. I won't be able to play it. I could grab this card. I won't be able to play it. I could grab this card. I won't be able to play it. Or this card. I won't be able to play it. So I've only got 2 cards. I do have my amphibian now. Yeah, there's literally no way to play any of them. So it doesn't matter where I go. Let's just go here. You would grab him technically. I don't really need to replace it. Oh, it's like a wolf or coyote or something. And then finally, I'm just going to play my house on top of my house. And that is it. That is it. That's all my tokens, all their tokens, and we just go straight to final scoring. Now, scoring is actually really, really simple. All you do is add up all the cards in their deck. So we're just going to be scoring in the bottom here. So he's got 3 points there, but the terrain doesn't score anything. So he's going to be scoring all of this deck here, as well as his 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points that he's got around the campfire. I've only got 5 there. And very similarly for me, I'm just literally going to be counting out all of the points in my tableau, including my surroundings area that I've found on my pathways, as well as anything in the columns that I've made, and my 5 points from the campfire. And I will total them up and let you know in a minute what my score was. So for the first time ever, we have scored exactly the same. We have both scored 51 points. And just to say that the cards left over in your hand do not score anything at the end of the game. So this is just exactly on the tableau. So that means that we actually do a win. It's if you score equal to or more than the opponent. And in the back of the book, it also tells you like how well you fared. So there's a table. So if you score less than 39, it's not a great score. If you score over 60, or 60 or more, that's like the best. And that's what I scored in my very first game, which I thought was really weird. So 51 is, it says, amazing species. The memories of this trek will stay with you for a long time. So that's definitely not my best score. I think I struggled a little bit trying to, that was a really stupid mistake I did earlier on in the game, covering up a stim wall that I needed. So I needed to build that back up again. But anyway, that is Meadow. That is the Campfire variant on Board Game Geek of Meadow. But the only difference of this game is that they are going to be competing for these. Otherwise, they would not be scoring from those at all. They'd be just scoring from their hand. So it is a lot easier to win against them when you're just playing with the normal variant, not the Campfire variant. But anyway, I'm going to be wrapping that one up there, and I will let you know in a minute some of my final thoughts on Meadow. So going into some final thoughts on Meadow. For some reason, this one has taken me a long time to get to. There are 4 board games that in my head are going to give you the same sort of feeling, and they are Keystone North America, like one of my favorite games of all time, Calico, Meadow, and Cascadia. Those 4 in my head are lighter weight, puzzle-y games, which are very nature-y themed and are really pleasant, cozy board games. And I have played all of them now, but Calico, so I can't comment on Calico. But I was like, of these 4, I really need to play. And so Meadow was next on my list to grab, and hence why I have acquired this one. I didn't know too much about it other than the look of it was just gorgeous, and I knew that there was some sort of clever placement, token placement, which decided how you were going to be taking cards from the board. That was about it. I didn't know much more of it. And therefore, when I played the solo mode, I wasn't disappointed, but I would say I was underwhelmed. The solo mode in this game is incredibly chill, and actually I found incredibly easy, because all you are doing is literally taking a card and playing it in your tableau, and all they're doing is just taking a couple of cards as well. There wasn't that much competition, and there was definitely no competition for the campfire tokens, and so it just felt a little bit dry, a little bit underwhelming, and I expected more of it coming from Cascadia and Keystone North America, because both of those games have multiple ways that you can play solo. You can just play it and it builds up. So they have little scenarios or little scoring criteria that you can try and hit. And there was just more to it. Keystone North America has like a whole journal that you work through, which has story content as well, which is just blows my mind. And this one strips all of that back. It has nothing like that. You are just playing against this AI and trying to beat their score. That is it. And so I was underwhelmed. I have now come to appreciate how chill and lovely this game is. And it's absolutely I think the coziest game that I have played. It's the coziest, comfiest, warmest, cuddliest game in my whole collection. It is 100% one that I am desperate to play on a Sunday morning when I don't have to rush to take the dog out for a walk or rush to go shopping anywhere, nothing like that. Just have a nice comfy jumper on, have a nice hot steaming cup of coffee and play this one, because everything about it is just so zen. It is easy to play. The flow of the game is very chill, very simple. The AI to run is very chill, very simple, the artwork and the look of this one on the table is second to none. The artwork is some of the most beautiful I have ever seen. I love seeing all of the creatures coming out, and there's quite a variety as well, and it really does feel like you are going on a trek. You are exploring your surrounding areas and seeing all of that nature. I'm very lucky to actually live in somewhere where there's a lot of nature around me, and I love going out for walks and seeing all these new places, seeing the wildlife, seeing new fields. I get very excited when I find new footpaths to walk over, and this really does sort of bring that to life for me. I love this theme so much, and I love the look of this one. And going back to my feeling that I want to play this one in a cozy, comfy setting. One of my favorite things about this is that it has a booklet with it, which has a whole card index. So what you could do if you had loads of time and you weren't playing against anyone, or you had lots of time to just play nice and chill by yourself. Each of the cards has a reference, and you can look up what the animals are, and it just gives you a little fact about them. And I just love that so much. So I just imagine myself with sipping a coffee, reading about the little creatures that I'm finding, and that's just absolutely wonderful. So therefore, going back to what I said about I was a little bit underwhelmed by it, I did play it a couple more times, multiplayer, and my husband really enjoyed this one. I've only played it 2-player and solo, and just because I think the gameplay loop is just very pleasant and pleasing. As I said, it's just so quick turnover of turns, and it's not in your face competitive. It's a real pain in the backside when the partner or the AI does take the card that you are working towards, but there's lots of other things that you can do, so it does feel very friendly and open, which is really nice, especially in a game that does sort of evoke this calming feeling like this one definitely does. And therefore, I actually appreciated a lot more multiplayer from my initial solo impressions. I really enjoyed competing for those campfire goals in the 2-player variant as well. And it wasn't, I knew, I was like, okay, I think this one is going to be a keeper for me. I like it. I like the theme. I like what it's doing. It just needs to be pushed a bit more for me somehow. And I was like, Board Game Geek is going to be the place to go. And a couple of very friendly people on my blog post also commented saying that there are other variants out there to try. And so lo and behold, I found the Campfire Variant is one of the first things that you come across on Board Game Geek, and I believe there's lots of other ways to play as well that I need to explore. But the addition of that competition to that campfire just makes all the difference in the world. It pushes the AI's score back to what I feel it should be. It makes it competitive. It makes it slightly more stressful. Not stressful, that's not the right word. This is not a stressful game at all. Makes it just slightly more worthwhile competing against, worthwhile having there. Otherwise, you may as well not bother with them at all and just do your own thing, which is absolutely feasible. You could just see what score you get. But it just gives that little bit of an edge into the interesting territory rather than the dull, pointless territory for me. And so I now really like this one. And actually, of all the playthroughs that I've done recently, I have just enjoyed this one the most. And I don't know whether it's because of a mixture of, it was just a bit shorter than some of my others, so it's a bit more manageable in terms of the filming, or whether it's the aesthetic nature of this one. But it was just absolutely lovely to play. And I don't know, I'm trying to think of more describing words for it, but it's lovely and cozy, and I love cozy games, and this just hits the nail on the head, absolutely. On top of that as well, when I first played this game, I didn't appreciate the depth of this one. It absolutely isn't deep whatsoever. In fact, it was a lot lighter than I anticipated, and had I known how light it was before I asked for it for a gift, I'm not sure I would have gone for it. But I am glad, therefore, that I didn't do too much research, because I think I would have been put off. I think that this does a really good job of having a slight hidden depth to it, because you could see at the beginning of the game, it is just basically picking up a card and trying to play it. And you can play any cards you want most of the time. You can mostly play at least one card on your turn. It's only towards the end of the game maybe that you've locked yourself out of a couple of things. You really therefore have to think earlier in the game about how the end game is going to be. because I had that like predator icon that I was trying to get. I knew I wasn't going to see them until later in the game. And so you are trying to diversify your icons. You are trying to anticipate what animals might be there, what they're going to be eating, what territories they're going to be in, and plan for that basically, and make sure you've got all of this variety out there. And so that just made it much more interesting for me. Once I appreciated that little depth, instead of just in the short term looking at what cards you want to get for that turn in the next round, you are really trying to ensure that the end game becomes as smooth for you as possible, because the end game is definitely where it bottlenecks and where you may lock yourself out of gaining any good points. Definitely I did today. But if you are good and careful in your planning, you can absolutely ensure that you have a smoother time just by trying to think about where the animals are going to want to be, what they're going to want to eat, and ensure that you have a good diverse range of icons out there. And I just think that that is really, really charming. This absolutely is one of the most charming games I have played. That's a really good word for it. It's charming and cozy, the two C's, really good. I also really like the fact that the decks change. So halfway through the game, you could see that the south deck is discarded and you introduce the north deck, which gives a shift in the gameplay. The first part of the game is very much building up your terrain types and ensuring that you have all of the environments needed for whatever may come into your habitat later in the game. But the latter half, the north deck, has all the predators in it, and also a mix of lots of other things, but they're much more complex cards and higher scoring. I really like that shift. It occurs just at the right time for me and keeps your interest for the whole game. This game takes about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how long you're faffing around for. So because there isn't like a massive amount of depth here, I do sort of err on that maybe it overstays its welcome a little bit. But because of that shift halfway through and you're sort of waiting for particular cards to come out, there is a good turnover in this, don't get me wrong. I do think that it does a reasonable amount of turning over, especially with your abilities that you can draw from the deck if you want to. I just think that halfway point is a really good change of pace. I think it does a really good job of making it feel fresh enough that you want to continue for that extra half an hour or 20 minutes. The final thing that I really like about this game is the fact that you are not rejigging all the cards all the time. Lots of cards and games are redone at the end of a round, so you discard everything that's face up on the board and redo it, and that creates downtime. I'm very used to it as a board gamer, but it is something that I am very aware of, especially when I'm filming playthroughs and the boards are big and I have to keep leaning over, getting up and down all the time, you know, getting them all and shuffling them all together. This is not like that, because you are literally just taking a card and replacing it, and they stay there for at least 3 rounds. And so I really like that. I just think it minimizes the downtime that you're going to see and feel. And I just appreciate that it gives a different feel to a lot of card games where you know that they're going to be refreshing in a minute, so you may as well hold on. You know basically what's going to be there for a while, and you've got to make yourself work with it, whether or not that was your intended plan. So I think, yeah, it's an interesting game. On the off, I wasn't sure about it. I have definitely warmed to it, and I am warming up to it on every single play. The more I play it, the more I enjoy it. And I was desperate to get this game because I know that there is an adventure book coming out for it. And I think I'm really excited to see what people think of that one. I'm not sure I'm going to get it at release. I think I might see what people think of it, especially as I'm not 100% sure how it integrates solo, whether or not, I'm sure that it's going to be played basically the same, but the idea of having that story in there as well, that is where the crux is for me. A good solo game integrates the base game seamlessly, but then builds on it so you can have a narrative in your head about how you are immersing yourself into this story. So I won't say too much about the components of this one because there's not much to say, because it is gorgeous. It comes with little card holders that you pop out and make. I must say they were a little bit complicated to make. I wasn't 100% sure which way round to like put some of the cardboard, but they stay in shape pretty well. I was actually quite impressed because every time that you have card holders that you make, I store a lot of my games vertically. So I was just like rolling my eyes like, oh my God, the game's going to be a mess every time I get it out, or the cards are going to fall out. But they don't. They actually fit really well, and they stay, a couple might fall out here or there, but they stay pretty much in place. So I was very impressed with the insert. The cardboard's really good quality, very nice, and the cards obviously are stunning. The artwork is out of this world gorgeous. I love it. It's exciting to see what's coming out each and every time. And as I said, the addition of the little index so you can see what cards are coming out and what animals they are, what species, and a little fact about them or some information really just sets the scene of this one. It sets the scene, immerses you into the world, and just lovely. I love it. I really want a coffee now. So anyway, I'm going to wrap that one up today. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough and also enjoy Meadow. I would really recommend this one if you do enjoy little cozy, warm, fuzzy games and nature in general, because this is one of the best, I think, that I have played, which I'm surprised to say. Had I heard myself saying this in my first play, I would have been like, what do you want about? But definitely warmed to me. Just give it a couple of plays and just see how you feel after that. Anyway, check out the link down below for Board Game Geek to check out this Campfire Variant, which I think just pushes that into the really good territory. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.